Take a moment, just a moment, 1 second, watching the screen, watching the morphing and changing images in front of your eyes. And as you're watching these images change in front of you, realize that all there is in this moment, right now, is this. But this isn't what you think it is. You think this is my words and your vision and the images on the screen. And none of it is what it seems. All of it is a process in your brain. Your brain creating meaning and giving definition to what you're seeing. Your brain trying to understand and make sense of what I'm saying. Your brain creating the reality that you're experiencing. But in truth, it's not what is. It's a facsimile of what is. What is what is. Which is to say, it's the very actions that happen before you're aware of the action. It's the sound of sound coming to your ears before your brain tells you what those sounds are. It's an ever-changing and taking shape world that you are a part of before the photons bounce from matter and send signals to your brain. It is what is under all of it. Think of a video game. A character in a game lives and dies, has struggles and defeats. Some of them have narratives and backstories. But none of that is actually true. It's all a fiction. And yet every action the character takes plays an important role to that character, maybe even to the player themselves as they get caught up in the game. And yet there is no princess to save, it's just codes. There's no dragons to slay or villains to conquer or nations to rescue. Underneath all of that gameplay and graphics and events are a series of ones and zeros creating the illusion of cause and effect when really something else entirely is at play. So too is life. Understanding the present moment is more than just being right here watching things. It's understanding that the true nature of the world and of life is not experienced by the brain and can never be experienced by the brain, because everything that the brain experiences has already happened by the time the brain experiences it. Every touch has to send a signal to your brain after you've been touched. Every word has to be processed in your brain after it's been spoken, traveled a distance, and then entered your ear. Every visual is photons bouncing off of areas, hitting your retinas and entering your brain. This is why so many people struggle to live in the present moment, because they have no idea what the present moment actually is. Because it's not something that you can consciously experience. It's not something that you can consciously make sense of. It's only something that is. It's always happening. It's always forming and creating and doing and becoming. It's a state of being. You become the present. You don't see and witness and live in the present. You are the present moment. And when you see that clearly, when you experience that fully, when you understand that for everything that it means, you understand that you're not the mind. You're not the body. You're not anything that you think you are in this world. And that can be very scary to accept. Or that can be very exciting. You've created this narrative in your brain of who you are and what you are. And many teachers of presence try to get you to take that same brain that lives in a delusion and focus it on the present moment, turning the present moment into a delusion, a confusion, a mystery that you don't fully understand, because the brain can never be present. The brain can only experience the past. The true goal, however, is not for your brain to focus on the present moment, but for the true you that exists to not attach yourself to what arises inside your mind. And you do this often. Some call it flow, others call it the zone, others call it focused in. In it, your brain switches to an entirely different state. The need for thinking ends and the time for action takes over. And you act from the highest place of yourself. You create from the highest place of yourself. It is only in understanding that you are the presence that you try to observe that you can truly embrace the present moment and experience this state constantly. For it is not that your mind needs to see things in the present moment, because it can't do that, but it needs to accept the world for what it is and observe the world without judgment, just as it must observe its thoughts and feelings without judgment. And when you can do this, and when you do this, you have only peace and you have only joy. You have the universe and all its possibilities. You have the present moment, the only thing that is real, and you are one with it. And when you are one with the present moment, not hassled by thoughts, fears, worries, or distracted by the past or the outside world, what you have is an infinite opportunity to truly live and be everything you are supposed to be. And in that, truly find the happiness and love you've always known was within you.